Welcome back to Crazy Gamers Games. This is another episode in my series on how to build an Adeptus Mechanicus army. This is my first time building an army, but I am making progress. And this is now the completed portion of my larger Questoris Knight. It is a Perceptor. It is the Perceptor Canis Rex. I just built it as a regular Perceptor, and I built all the weapon options so I can make it any of the 6 knights that can be built with this kit. I have all the weapons. I have the Thunderstrike Gauntlet. Just zoom you guys in a little bit. I have the Thunderstrike Gauntlet magnetized. I believe that's a 8mm by 2mm magnet. And then I have the chainsword, Reaper chainsword. That also has an 8mm magnet. And then I magnetized the base. That is a 10mm magnet, and inside here are two 10mm magnets. You can see them down there. I did put magnets on the arms. I debated whether to use them or not because the arms do tend to lock in pretty well. And here's what the arms look like. This one, the green stuff is still setting, so I have to do a little bit of sculpting work on that once it sets up further. Scrape it down. But this side is done. I did put a 5mm magnet in this side. It is strong enough, but I switched to the 8mm magnet on the other side, and I'm going to continue that on all the other knights that I built. In the last video I went over its stats, so I'm not going to do that again. The armor panels aren't on. I'm going to put them on after painting, but I'll show you the rest of the weapons. This is the Avenger Gatling Cannon, and then this is basically the base. Zoom out a little bit, guys. Sorry about that. This is the body for basically all the other weapons. You have the rapid fire battle cannon that's magnetized. It's 8mm magnet, 8mm magnet. Actually, I think this is 10, sorry. And then there's a 10 also in there. 10 and 10, and they're just bonded in with gap-filling super glue, and they fit pretty good. So you can just stick it on there. Let me show you the rest of the weapons. Oh, and then here's the rocket pods. I got a whole bin of the weapons down here. And here's how the rocket pods work. Just have a little magnet in there, and they click right on there. I believe that's the rocket pod. And then this is the missile pod. Little missile pod, so I got that done. They just sit on top of the carapace. But here is the impulsor and the thermal cannon. And they go on with, they use this faceplate. And it just clicks on. It's not magnetized. The magnets from the guns hold it in place. Put the gun right side up. But you see there, that's that. And this has 2 5mm magnets at the same pole. And so does this. And it just slots in also. And it holds it all there. I didn't slot it in very well. There we go. It holds it. So it might fall off, but I think it's good. So that's that. And then of course I have the twin Icarus array for the carapace. And that's basically it. I got a pile of armor pieces that are going to get painted separately. The carapace, the faceplate, all the weapons. I do want to show you this. I got this bit from Spellcrow. It's my first piece of resin I've ever worked with. It came from Spellcrow. It was in pieces. I put it together. I'm not very happy with how I put it together, but I managed to get it together for my first Spellcrow. I still have to clean out these holes right here, but it fits onto this piece, which it will get a magnet in the future, and it can turn the rapid fire battle cannon and stuff into an Avenger Gatling cannon, so you could technically run two. I don't think that's an option, but I'm only going to use this front one. I'm going to do it differently, and this is going to be my Endless Fury relic. So when I run the relic Endless Fury, this is going to be what represents that. So I wanted that to represent that, make it a little bit different. And then this will just be just a plain Avenger Gatling cannon. So that is the Imperial Knight that I've built. But now we are moving on to a new project, and I've mentioned this project in passing, but what I want to make is some servitors. Let's go in here to the book, and they are elites, and they are servitors. They have a movement of 5, a 5+ weapons and ballistic skill, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, 1 attack, 6 leadership, and a 4-up save. The unit contains 4 servitors, and each servitor is armed with a servo arm. They can, up to 2 models may replace their servo arm with a heavy bolter, plasma cannon, or a multi-melta. They do have the canticles of the Omnissiah, and then they have mind lock. Servitors improve both their weapon and ballistic skill to a 4+, and their leadership to a 9, whilst they're within 6 inches of any friendly tech priest. So if you keep them by the Dominus, they're a little bit better. But that's not what I want to use them for. The new Servitor Manipole in the Vigilus Defiant book, it's a specialist attachment, costs 1 CP to use it. You can basically sacrifice one of your servitors to bring back one of your destroyers or one of your breachers. And that's basically what I want. I want to build up, 12, around 12 servitors, 3 units of them. I probably won't use them all, but that way I can sacrifice them, and I can bring back my plasma destroyers. If I supercharge them and they're taken out, I can just sacrifice a servitor with a stratagem and bring back the destroyer that was taken out. So that's that. And how I'm going to get to the servitors is kind of a tricky thing here. I have gotten a box of Necromunda Goliath Gang. Zoom out, sorry. The Necromunda Goliath Gang. As you can see here on the back, they kind of look like what a servitor would look like. I don't currently have a picture of a servitor, but, they're just mindless beasts, mindless humans with arms. So I'll show you what I'm working with here from my bits boxes. So here's what I got. This is my AdMech bits box. And here's what the servitor looks like. And I put, I just ticky-tacked a head on there. But I like the way his leg is. It's missing his leg. It's not put on. And what I plan on doing is using these feet and leg units from the Questoris Knights from Adeptus Titanicus, and they're the right size. If I just cut that hip off, I can glue this on there and a little bit of green stuff, and he basically has a robot leg. So that is, robot leg guy. I might use the chest plate they come with, or just fill the chest in with some green stuff. But For servo arms, I have tons of leftover servo arms after my Kitbash on my Destroyer Breachers, which is also on the channel. So I have like these servo arms. You know, he could have a regular arm. We clip this on his back like that, and he's got a little servo arm. So I have tons of different ones, you know, from the Breacher Destroyer kits that were left over. I could even use the hydraulic claws from that were left over, and basically just sand that down, and he has a servo arm. Now, if I did want to kit them out with their weapons, because they could take a heavy bolter, plasma cannon, or a multi-melta, I found that the Space Marine Devastator Squad comes with multi-meltas, heavy bolters, and plasma cannons. 2 of each, as a matter of fact. So, and you can take 2 in each squad, so 1 box give me multiple weapon options. And with the leftover Space Marines, I'm going to do a giveaway coming in the future of the leader from this Devastator box, fully magnetized with all the options he can take. It's going to be one of my giveaways. I'm going to also do some other giveaways of magnetized guys, so stay tuned for that. But basically, I'm just using the bits from that case. Here is, for example, the heavy bolter. Here's the pieces of the heavy bolter. So I could just get an arm, mount it on there. It's going to look hilariously huge, but the weapons on the servitors, they always look hilariously huge. So that is what I'm going to do, and you know, we'll find a way to put the backpack on him. So I'm going to build up like 4 with special weapons, maybe 1 of each of the special weapons, and I might use them in the army, may not. I may just use regular servitors. But they're all different ways that I can build. Like this is another body sculpt from the Goliath gang. And I can take this and I can leave that part of the leg there and cut down this leg part from the Titanicus model and just mount that in there so it looks like just the lower half of his leg has been replaced. And I'm also going to attempt to scratch build some different servo arms. I'm going to attempt it. It may not work, but I'm going to try it. And then also I can take, this is the hip unit from the Titanicus models. And what I can do is I can cut off this whole lower half of one of the bodies of the Goliath gang, and I can glue the hip joint from the Titanicus and use 2 of the Titanicus legs and things like that to make them all look unique and stuff. So that is my current project. So after I, get concept down on how one works, I'll show you how they turn out in a future video. Like and subscribe if you like what you see and you want to see more of this army. This will be a long project. I'm going to start putting paint on soon. So, and leave any comments below if, different AdMech stuff you'd like to see or like for me to talk about, or builds you'd like to see. For Crazy Gamers Games, I'm the Crazy Gamer. Have a great day.